The silver eagle may be the silver dollar of today, the world's silver dollar. But the favorite, the number one vintage U.S. silver dollar, well, it goes back to the Morgan dollar. And tonight, we not only have two, they're certified 63s. Yes, certified NGC coins. And tonight, look at the grade, look at the price. It's going to be a special night. So the Morgan dollar, let's just take a step back and talk about it. Because the story of the coin is part of the lure of why we love it today. So we're a young fledgling country, right? We get our independence and we have our first seat of government. And we have no silver dollar from 1804 to 1840 because we didn't have enough silver. We had legal tender English coins and Spanish coins on the books. We rescinded that in 1857. You know why? Because in 1849 we found gold out in California. And everybody got on a boat, went to New Orleans, went up the Mississippi, and just went west, right? Or you went all the way around the Cape to get to the West Coast. The journey was the Oregon Trail, right? That's the way to get over the Rockies. Well, it's a long journey, and when you get stuck before the winter, where do you do? What's up? Well, the good news is we did get some people that got stuck. They couldn't really get over, or they just chose to stay. A few years later, what happens? The largest silver vein, the largest silver find in the U.S. ever, known as the Comstock Lode. The silver interests out west petitioned the government. Now that we have enough silver in this country, we can make coinage. So we, prior to 1878, increased the number of half dimes, dimes, quarters, and half dollars. And then we passed the Bland-Allison Act in 1878 to make a new silver dollar. We hired George T. Morgan. He is now the designer and now the nickname of the coin thereafter. It lasted 27 consecutive years to 1904. And then we brought it back one more year in 1921, after World War I was up, before the peace dollar began. This silver dollar is the largest silver dollar to ever circulate in commerce in the United States, period. 38.1 millimeters, 0.900 U.S. coin silver, 27 grams net weight. Now, a full ounce is 31,101, so this is really close. But again, 10% to harden it because it's meant for circulation. These are NGC 63s, everybody. Not just regular coins. Now, if you look at these two, there's one thing that pops up in history of the Morgan dollar, and these two coins are stepping right on it. So I have to bring it up. We have a few seconds to talk about it. World War I's out there, right? We're neutral at the time. President Wilson has us being neutral. And one of our friends, England, is having an issue in India. The Germans are pushing the citizens to turn all of their silver certificates in and get silver. England couldn't cover. So Senator Pittman from out west comes forward and says, let's do this. We can't give them Morgan dollars that are sitting in our vaults because they'll know it's us. So we have to melt the silver down and then send them bullion. And then they can redeem it then for coin in India, solving the problem. Shortly thereafter, we enter the war. Unique part of history. So what does the U.S. government do? We melt 60% of all the Morgan dollars ever struck those 27 years. 1878 through 1904, P's, D's, O's, no D's, excuse me. They didn't come till 21. So P's, O's, S's, and CC's. Just all destroyed. We just don't know which ones. Well, we kind of do. Think of this. If you look at the mintages and take 60% and go backwards from 1904, you're going to end up somewhere in the 1880s. Now today, since NGC's been certifying coins for going on 40 years now, we have 40 years of data. What does that data do for us? It tells us what they see and what they don't see. Because every coin, no matter what the grade, is put on their population reports. If I send in 10 tomorrow and they grade them, we'll see this number go up by 10. We just don't know what the grades are until they're done. So we see that middle 80s is the cutoff. That's just logic. And the other part of the logic is this. If I have a silver dollar warehouse, because I'm storing silver, I made more than we could use. Am I going to open the door and drop my bags right there? Or am I going to open the door and put all my bags in the back? And then as the next year comes out, put them next to it. So when you open the door, if you've been doing this for 27 years, should an 1878 be by the front door, or should be that by the back of the barn? And should a 1904 be right by that door? Well, if they did it right, and for the most part the numbers prove it, that's the case. So now if you look at these two, again, in the middle 1880s, NGC has seen a little over 200,000 coins pretty much across the board. Somewhere as high as 400,000 coins have been certified. Well, in 1898, 87,000. 1899, 67,000. A fraction. So if they're all the same price, I want the rarer coins. I want the coins that are not out there in the volume of the others. And it's not like there's 6 here and 10 there. We're talking about 67,000 versus 350,000, and they're the same price. That's why I'm follically challenged. I scratch my head all the time on that thought. How can that be? And why? And here's another one. This one's a head twister, right? Mintages versus population reports. I told you, there's a big change now in the last 30 years that people are paying attention. Because the numbers speak volumes. It tells you what they're not seeing, as well as what they are seeing. 4.4 million on the 98, 12.2 million on the 99. Yet, today, NGC in 40 years of doing their thing, there's only 87,000 and change of the 98, the lower mintage. But the rarer coin is the 99 with only 67,000 out of 12 million. But again, we talked about the Pittman Act, the melts, and so forth. There we go. We know the 99 was hit harder than the 98. We know they're both hit because they're way, way shorter than the 83, 84, 85, the coins in the middle 80s. Competition, $169 for a coin in a capsule, $187 in the same holder. Guys, let's put a 30-second clock up, please, down to single digits. The your choice means, sorry, I should have said this earlier, if you only want to get one, pick the one you like, the 98 or the 99. These are all brown label or core label NGCs. They've been certifying for the last 40 years. They're all blast white beauties like the ones you see on your screen. Value and rarity is all over this, right? Quality, quality, quality is the name of the game. Always has been. No different than real estate, location, location, location. 63s under 100, everybody. Think about that. When's the last time you've seen that? And again, my competition, 193 and 187 respectively. This is just a super deal. Give us a call.